Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the Hoka Atr Challenger 6. Now if you've been on my channel for a while you know that I absolutely love the Atr 5. It's my favourite shoe I've ever run in. I own 3 pairs of shoes. I've taken the first 2 pairs well over 900 kilometres and I'm now onto my 3rd pair. Ahead of my Ultra coming up this year, I want to make sure I had the right shoe. Unfortunately for me, the Atr 5 I cannot find in my size and fit currently. In doing some research, I heard a lot of really great things about the Atr 6 and people have told me there's a little bit more space in the toe box in this shoe. So in my Atr 5s, I currently go for a 10.5, which is half a size up from my normal size, and wide fit. These are 10.5 straight. So we'll see how they perform when I'm out on the road and I'll give you my first impressions. Wearing them around the house, I did feel a little bit more elevated in this shoe. I don't know if that's a placebo, but they certainly felt higher to walk in than in the Atr 5s. The fit itself seemed to be fine, but obviously until you get out on the road, sometimes you can't actually feel whether it is a perfect fit for you or not. Walking around the home is a different sensation. You can see that I've gone for the all black colourway here. I think it's a very attractive design. I think it looks great. The shoes feel really plush. They feel really comfortable, as I found from the Challenger range. So out of the box, I'm hopeful they're as good as the Atr 5s and I can just get out there and get running. I've never felt they needed any breaking in. Just so people know a little bit of context, I'd moved from Brooks before, solely a Brooks runner, into Hoka. I love the Atr 5, I really didn't like the Clifton. So, you know, my opinion is measured, it is balanced, and I don't feel like I'm somebody who's just going to be championing a shoe if I don't really like it. So we're going to see how it performs out there. I'm really excited to see what it can do for me, and potentially it could be the Ultra shoe, at least until I can find my size again in the Atr 5, which I always like to have as a backup. But this for me is going to be kind of probably the long run shoe, the trail run shoe, and hopefully it'll be the Ultra shoe. We'll see how we go. So I'm going to check in with you in a moment when we head out on the road. I feel like this shoe, when I compare it to the Atr 5, is like dating a twin for 18 months. You're dating one of them, it doesn't work out, you move on to the other. A lot of things feel familiar, a lot of similarities, but there's just something you can't put your finger on that's a bit different. So far so good. About halfway into a run today, just a short run, but it's feeling good. The only thing I have got a sensation of is my left foot, which I think is the one that's slightly wider. My little toe is just pressing slightly up against the material. Now, I could change the lacing system I'm using to allow it to be pushing my foot slightly further back into the rear of the shoe, and that might give me just a tad more room in the toe box, but comfort, can't fault it. Feels pretty quick, feels a bit lighter to me, but again, could be placebo, but I can't really fault it. Like I say, the sizing thing is kind of a person to person, isn't it? If my feet were normal, I wouldn't have any issues at all. So my first impressions are as follows. I think it's a really good shoe. I think it's very comfortable. It clearly works well on a multitude of terrain. I haven't been out, you know, in the deepest, darkest depths of the forest. Haven't been on the slipperiest of surfaces, but overall I've been able to test it on the gravel, kind of a light dusting of sand, this harder, compacted ground with the ice we've been having, the frost recently, and it's really held its own. It feels really comfortable. I'm reassured by the lockdown of it. I'm reassured by the fit of it. And I think for me, it's an interesting transition from the 5 to the 6. I'm still leaning towards a 5 because it's what I know, it's what I feel comfortable with, but I think the 6 has got a really important part to play, probably in my running journey. So I'm excited to see what it can offer me going forward, and I think for the money, it's you know, a good all-round shoe, and I would certainly say if you're in the market for something different, you want to try a new model, then I wouldn't really be discouraging you to put an order in. Obviously, if it doesn't work for you, you can return to Hoka, which is even more cool. So with that said, if you already own a pair of these shoes, please let me know in the comments down below how you're finding them, how you've got on with them, any pros, any cons. Help the community out. My video is just an opinion,
but obviously the more people that put their opinion out there, the more informed choice the buyer can make. And like I said at the start, I'm not going to champion a shoe that I don't think is very good. I feel comfortable in this shoe, I feel happy in this shoe, and yeah, I'm happy to say that it's going to go into the rotation, and we'll see what it can bring to the table going forward.